Me and the bad guys a little more fun. Everybody hates us. You get booed when you go out there. So I think we're all pretty excited for this game. It'll be a fun one. It's going to be a great environment, and we're super excited for this opportunity.
5,087 days. That's how long it has been since the Illinois Fighting Illini last defeated the Iowa Hawkeyes. Illinois has just one win over Iowa since most of their students were born. Iowa is 13-1 versus Illinois since 2003. Hello everyone, and welcome back to your number one source for Hawkeye sports. I'm your host Michael Merrick, and today we'll be talking about everything you need to know before the kickoff. The Fighting Illini haven't beat the Hawkeyes since 2007. Just for a point of reference, I was 5 years old when this game was played. But this year is a different story. Illinois is coming off of a massive win over the Wisconsin Badgers, where Illinois would dominate Wisco in Camp Randall, winning 34-10. And despite the dominance over Illinois in the past, the Hawkeyes know that this game will be no walk in the park.
They're a talented football team, a very confident football team, and again, we're going on the road to play in a really tough environment. So it's going to be a big challenge for us moving forward here.
The Illini are not known for filling up their stands on Saturdays, but this weekend could be a different story. Illinois enters the contest 4-1, and with a massive push from not only athletes but coaches as well, Saturday night in Memorial Stadium could be the Hawks' toughest road test yet.
I think just the nature of how hard the athletics department has been pushing for this game to become probably more of a game than even a homecoming. I feel like they're making sure that this game is what stands out and throughout the season. Like, doesn't matter what happens the rest of the season, if they go to a bowl game, it's this Iowa game that shows that there's a fan base here to support this team.
Last week, the Iowa defense had their hands full trying to stop one of the nation's top running backs in Michigan's Blake Corum. This week, things don't get any easier. Illinois starting running back Chase Brown currently leads the entire NCAA in total rushing yards. Iowa knows that if they want to pull off this upset, they're going to have to stop the nation's leading rusher.
You look at their football team, they're strong up front on both sides. They've got a good running back, an outstanding running back, not just a good running back, very productive.
And their back has tremendous vision, and he just gets right upfield and gets 8 yards of dang carry.
And the Iowa offense will also have their hands full this weekend. As if they needed any more issues to deal with, Illinois is entering the contest with the #1 scoring defense in the entire country, and last week they only allowed 2 rushing yards against a Wisconsin team that ran the ball 24 times. With Iowa struggling to move the ball on the ground all season long, they're going to have to rely on their shaky passing game if they want to win this one.
Defensively, they're pretty much nationally ranked in every category, just doing a really good job there. A little bit of a unique preparation for sure. But the key thing, I think, is they're well coached and they know where to be, when to be there, that type of thing. So they don't leave big seams for you. It's hard to create them. So that's going to be our challenge, is just trying to, I'm sure they'll have a wrinkle or two, but they pretty much are what they are, which most good teams are like that.
Now let's bring in Daily Iowan sports editor Chloe Peterson. Chloe, over basically our entire lifetimes, the Hawkeyes have dominated the Fighting Illini. I mean, just back in 2018, Iowa crushed Illinois 63-0 in Champaign. But this year is different. Illinois enters the game as 3.5-point favorites. What makes this Illini squad different from years past?
Well, as you mentioned, Michael, the Illini defense is first in scoring defense. They're only allowing like 8.4 points per game. And in contrast, Iowa is scoring 16.4 points per game, which is good for 122nd and 131 team FBS. So Illinois also has the 3rd total defense and run defense in the nation. So Iowa's offense is really going to have its hands full.
Yes, they will. And we've seen Coach Brett Bielema for Illinois completely change that team's culture and identity. Chloe, what do you see from this Illinois team that's going to cause the most trouble for the Hawkeyes?
Well, I really think Chase Brown is going to give him a lot of trouble. He has over 700 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns through 5 games this season. I don't see how Iowa can stop him if any other team can't so far this season.
They're definitely going to have to watch out for him. He's just a playmaker in that backfield. But now here's time for the best part. It's time for predictions. Chloe, who do you have winning this one, and how do you see the game playing out?
I still have Iowa winning this one despite the Illinois defense and Chase Brown. It might be a bad decision, but I think I have Iowa winning 14-10 here. this Saturday in Champaign.
You know, I'm right there with you. We're going to die on this sword together. I have it 21-19 Hawkeyes. Somehow I'm taking the over in this one, even though we got two of the top three defenses. And until the Illini can prove that they can beat Iowa, I'm going to roll with the Hawks. So thank you, Chloe, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of Before the Kickoff. For more information on everything Hawkeye sports, be sure to check out the Daily Iowan website and YouTube channel. From the University of Iowa, I'm Michael Merrick. Have a wonderful weekend of football, everyone.